Christ is in our midst. On August 1st, we commemorate the Holy Seven Maccabee children, Solomone their mother, and Eleazar their teacher. We also commemorate the procession of the precious cross, St. Timothy the Wonderworker, Archbishop of Priconissus, and St. Elesa, the Righteous-Martyr, Kythira. Regarding the procession of the cross, because of the many diseases that occur in the month of August, the custom prevailed of old in Constantinople to carry the precious wood of the cross in procession throughout the city for its sanctification and its deliverance from illness. It was brought forth from the imperial treasury on the last day of July, placed upon the holy table of the great church of the Holy Wisdom, Hagia Sophia, and beginning today until the Dormition of the Theotokos, it was carried in procession throughout the city and was set forth for veneration before the people. Lord, save your people and bless your inheritance, granting rulers to prevail over adversaries and protecting your commonwealth by your cross. Lifted up on the cross by your free will, Christ God, grant mercies to the new commonwealth that bears your name. Gladden our faithful rulers by your power, giving them victories over adversaries. May your alliance be for them a weapon of peace, an invincible standard. This is also the period in which people will be bringing basilico into the churches, whether it is the great big bushes or vases with the basilico in it. And they will do this through the feast of the Dormition up to September 14th, the elevation of the precious Holy Cross. Regarding the Holy Seven Maccabees and their mother and Eleazar the martyr, the names of the Holy Maccabees are Abim, Anthony, Uriah, Eleazar, Isubona, Achim, and Marcellus. They were Jews by race and exact keepers of the law of the fathers. They lived during the reign of Antiochus, who was surnamed Epiphanes, illustrious, the king of Syria, and an implacable enemy of the Jews. Having subjugated their whole nation and done many evil things to them, not sparing to assail the most sacred matters of their faith, he constrained them, among other things, to partake of swine's flesh, which was forbidden by the law. Then these pious youths, on being apprehended together with their mother and their teacher, were constrained to set at naught the law, and were subjected to unspeakable tortures, racking, the breaking of their bones, the flaying of their flesh, fire, dismemberment, and such things as only a tyrant's mind and a bestial soul is able to contrive. But when they had endured all things courageously, and showed indeed that the mind is sovereign over the passions, and is able to conquer them if it so desires, they gloriously endured their lives in torment, surrendering their life for the sake of the observance of the divine law. The first to die was their teacher Eleazar, then all of the brethren in the order of their age. As for their wondrous mother Salome, filled with a courageous spirit, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with manly wrath, she was present at her children's triumph over their tyrant, strengthening them in their struggle for the sake of their faith, and enduring stout-heartedly their sufferings for the sake of their hope in the Lord. After her last and youngest son had been perfected in martyrdom, when she was about to be seized to be put to death, she cast herself into the fire, that they might not touch her, and was thus deemed worthy of a blessed end together with her sons in the year 168 before Christ. Be entreated, O Lord, by the sufferings endured for you by the saints, we pray you heal our pain. The wisdom of God's own seven pillars are you all, a seven-branched lamp that shines with the light divine, you great martyrs that were before the martyrs, O all-wise Maccabees, with them pray you the God of all that we now sing your praises may be saved. The readings are according to the Feast of the Holy Maccabees. From St. Paul's letter to the Hebrews. Brethren, all the saints, through faith, conquered kingdoms, enforced justice, received promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the raging fire, escaped the edge of the sword, won strength out of weakness, became mighty in war, put foreign enemies to flight. Women received their dead by resurrection. Some were tortured, refusing to accept release, that they might raise again to better life. Others suffered mocking and scourging, and even chains and imprisonment. They were stoned. They were sawn in two. They were tempted. They were killed with the sword. They went about in skins of sheep and goats, destitute, afflicted, ill-treated, of whom the world was not worthy. Wandering over deserts and mountains and in dens and caves of the earth, all of these, though well attested by their faith, did not receive what was promised, since God had foreseen something better for us, that apart from us they should not be made perfect. Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, meaning, remember, witness means martyr, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely. Let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. And so as we celebrate the Holy Maccabees, these martyrs before the martyrs of the church, we basically take into effect all of the martyrs before Christ. And that St. Paul's letter here is talking about how all of them together, not just the Christians, but all of the Jews who believed in the hope of the resurrection of God, will be together in victory in the end. From the Gospel according to St. Matthew, the Lord said to his disciples, "Behold, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. So be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils and flog you in their synagogues, and you will be dragged before governors and kings for my sake, to bear testimony before them and the Gentiles. When they deliver you up, do not be anxious how you are to speak, or what you are to say, for what you are to say will be given to you in that hour. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brother will deliver up brother to death, and the father his child, and children will rise against parents and have them put to death. And you will be hated by all for my name's sake. But he who endures to the end will be saved." Again, endures to the end of this being saved does not mean our physical life being saved. It means that our spiritual soul will be victorious. The Maccabees, their teacher Eleazar, their mother Solomone, they are victorious. They were brought before the evil king, and they stood strong because the Spirit of God was with them, and they are victorious. I hope that you've enjoyed today's Spiritual Calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.